Hi there and welcome to this week's video where I'm going to be discussing what you can do if you've seen a decrease in your campaign performance since Apple's iOS update. There's lots of videos out there on YouTube telling you what to do in terms of preparing for iOS, but there's very few out there that are actually helping you post iOS updates and walking you through what you can do to improve your results if they've been negatively impacted through the iOS updates. So yes, you need to make sure that your account is kind of iOS friendly, I guess, and make sure that you've got all of your aggregated events set up. Make sure that you're using some form of tracking, not just relying on Facebook's tracking alone. So UTM parameters inside Google Analytics is an easy one to get set up. I'm not going to explain how to do that in this video, but you are going to want some form of another reference point to make sure that the metrics that you're seeing inside Facebook are actually true. But this video is really going to be all about what you can do if you've seen a dip in your performance. Now, before we begin, don't forget to hit that subscribe button below, turn on bell notifications, and make sure that you hit the like button for this video. It really helps the channel grow. It's a new channel, so any support is welcome. So first thing to do whenever you're trying to improve the performance is so let's just say, for example, you've seen your return on ad spend drop, and it could have dropped significantly, it could have been impacted a little bit, but the first thing you need to do is make sure you understand what's actually changed. So yes, your return on ad spend may have dipped, but why has that dipped? What's happening kind of further upstream, I guess, inside your account that's making that return on ad spend lower? So we're probably seeing higher cost per purchases. That's going to be a given if your return on ad spend is lower. You're going to probably be seeing higher initiate checkouts, higher cost per add to carts, higher cost per clicks, but they are really just a byproduct of things that are happening inside your account, the metrics that that can get overlooked, let's just say. So, for example, look at your CPMs before and after iOS. Have your CPMs increased? Look at your click-through rate on your ads. Have they decreased? Look at your frequency on your ads. Has that changed a lot? So you've got to understand where the differences are in your campaign before and after iOS. So it's not just about looking and seeing that your return on ad spend's dropped. It's about figuring out what has actually changed in your campaign. So let's say, for example, your CPMs have changed. So you're still targeting the exact same audience, but all of a sudden your CPMs are 50% higher than they once were, which is going to have a knock-on effect to cost per add to cart. It's going to be 50% more. Cost per everything is going to be 50% more because your CPMs have gone up by 50%. So you got to look at why that's happening. So one kind of thought process is that Facebook's not sure who's in that initial audience anymore. So it's now changed the subsection of the audience that it was once targeting, and it's now targeting a more expensive part of that audience. So you've got to understand kind of a little bit more detailed as to why the things are actually happening. Let's say that your frequency increases. Now that's going to have an impact on a lot of things. That's going to have an impact on your CPMs. That's going to have an impact on your click-through rates. So let's say your frequency increases. Well, that might mean that your audience size has decreased because Facebook can't target the iOS users that were once in that audience. So that's going to have a negative impact. Maybe your click-through rate has gone down. Now that could be because, again, Facebook's targeting a different subsection of your audience that's not quite as interested in your product than previous pre-iOS. So you've got to understand what's actually changed. So not knowing that your return on ad spend has gone down is not enough to be able to fix the problem. Before you can fix any problem, you've got to know what the root cause of the problem is. So make sure you go back and basically double check. Look at your metrics now, and then look at your metrics pre iOS 14 and see where those differences are. And that's going to give you the biggest indication as to how you can improve your Facebook ad results. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that there's a silver bullet for iOS. There absolutely isn't. It has impacted the majority of our clients' ad accounts, but we're getting, probably got a dozen emails today from potential clients asking us what we're doing about iOS, how we can possibly help them, because people are panicking and they're not really sure what to do. Hence me creating this video. So you've got to look at the root cause, and you've got to make sure that your ad account is kind of iOS friendly, which I'm sure it is by now. And then I thought I'd share some insights that we've seen in our clients' ad accounts that can help you. So one of the biggest things that we've seen impacted is retargeting. How kind of powerful retargeting is. It's not as successful as it once was, because obviously Facebook can't track everybody that's been on your site, added something to the cart but not purchased, etc., etc. So that's not as the returns aren't as good as they once were, but there are still a few audiences that you can take advantage of with your retargeting, and these are audiences that are generated from activity inside Facebook and on Facebook and Instagram's platforms. So, for example, people that have interacted with your Instagram account, people that have interacted with your Facebook page, people that have interacted with your adverts. Facebook can track these because it's on their platform. So those audiences are still really good, potent audiences to target, because Facebook knows exactly who they are. Another thing we've seen is a drop in performance for lookalike audiences. So Facebook's ability to understand, and really target those lookalike audiences, that's diminished slightly since iOS 14. So what we've seen is ad accounts that were heavily focused on lookalike audiences. They're the ones that have been hit the hardest, and those that are targeting mainly interest-based targeting, they haven't been hit anywhere near as hard. So lookalike audiences are, at least as of creating this video, they're not as effective as they once were. Maybe Facebook's going to be able to figure out how to bring up the performance of the lookalike audiences, but for now they're not as effective as they once were. And also we're seeing a demise in lookalike audiences. We are seeing pretty consistent results with interest-based targeting, and we're also seeing an improvement with target expansion on both interest and lookalike audiences. So it's something that I would never really usually recommend to use target expansion, because you're not actually sure who you're targeting when you hit those buttons, and it's something that we've never really done with our clients' ad accounts. We prefer to know exactly who we're targeting, because it just makes our kind of data gathering a bit easier. But we are seeing an improvement in results when we're using that target expansion now, To be honest, not entirely sure why. I'm sure it will become clear further down the line, but it is working well for us at the moment. So it's something I'd definitely recommend that you try on your accounts. So both at a lookalike audience, so you can do the targeting expansion, and on the interest level. So they're just a few quick tips on basically helping you improve your Facebook ad results post iOS 14. So I hope you found this video useful. So if you have any questions, just send me a message in the comments below, and I'll answer any that come through. And if you want to find out how we as an agency here at Laurence Marketing can help you grow your Facebook ad results and do so completely risk-free, because we guarantee results here at Laurence Marketing, then below in the description you will find a link to my calendar, and you can schedule in a call where we'll jump on the phone and see whether or not we're a good fit to help you grow. So hope this has been useful, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.